Alright, the next bot on our list is Wally. So Wally is a average club player level, 1800. So we should probably play seriously, because if you haven't practiced, 1800 could be quite a challenge. So we'll play e4. Bobby Fischer says e4 is best by test, so we do it. And of course, if your opponent lets you play e4, d4 to control the center, I highly recommend you take advantage of that. And let's see. Looks like our opponent is going for this King's Indian setup. So we'll see how we can take advantage of that in the future. There's a funny move here where he captures the pawn, I capture the knight, he goes up here for a pawn fork, and in the end it works out to be the same. So we can't worry too much about all the little tricks that could happen. We just gotta concentrate on our development. So comes forward. We should maybe get rid of that, open up our rook, always a good idea. We can get rid of that knight, and let's decide what to do with our bishop. If this pawn comes forward to e6, if this goes here, it gets attacked, we get bounced around. If it's in front here, it will be blocking our queen. If it's here, it'll be blocking our rook. So sometimes putting the bishop back here is not a bad idea, with the plan of maybe finding another way to defend. So if this captures and the queen captures, then this pawn is undefended, so let's defend that pawn. Let's put a question to the bishop. What are you gonna do? So let's give this one a try. If we could get rid of this bishop, there would be a very big weakness on the light squares. I'm sorry, the dark squares. So let's try this move. The point is to take this and have some exchanges there. But if I were to capture and he captures, we're gonna have a little bit of weakness of our own. So I think first we should move the knight, then we should continue with our plan to weaken the dark squares. Not sure what the plan there is, but I like the idea of removing that. So I would like to exchange my weak bishop for his strong bishop. Okay, because this pawn here is undefended, and if I can just get rid of this knight, with a move like this, he defended it. The problem with pushing the pawn up here is then we create this weak square here where the knight can come, the queen can come. Yes, we get a pawn, but at what cost? Is that worth it? Somehow I don't think so. Can I also centralize my knight? Then it can be chased away. And that's also a good technique. Put a little bit of a bait. If this pawn comes forward, now we've induced a weakness. You see that? The same weakness I was trying to avoid, we've induced in the black position. So now look at all this open space around the king. We just have to find a way to get our piece in there. Look at this plan of rerouting the knight. That looks interesting. I think I like the idea of breaking open this space. Making it difficult for this knight to exist. Yep. Okay. So, trying to attack this. But what I really want to do is to double up my rooks on this file. So, I'm just gonna use this to defend this pawn at the same time. And this, I don't see the point of that. Because how is he planning on defending this? Yeah, why not capture? This is defended. This is being attacked. Nothing he can do. I think I wanted defending this position. That way I can come up here and force him to make a decision on which pawn is more important. Okay, so now this rook is pretty much tied up. This king is locked in. Now I can just simply march my king over and do whatever I want. And there's nothing he can do. If he ever try to move in, there will start being weaknesses. Let me think about this. Yeah, I think so. Where are you going to go? Okay, check. Oh, here's an opportunity to exchange off that rook. We lose a pawn, but we gain opposition to the king. Now the king has to step back. And we step forward. King steps to the side and we step forward. King steps back and we capture the pawn. King steps forward. Right, we have the opposition. And the king has no more options. We step forward. Opposition. We step forward. Step forward. Corner the king. And we can capture this pawn and give him something else to think about, but let's come over here and show how this is done. Step forward. So now we have to be careful because these pawns have nowhere to go. So the possibility of a stalemate is very high. So we have to force the king to either come out. So this would be a move to force the king up. Then I come here, forced to take this pawn. Then you get a queen, it's clearly locked off. And then you just try to walk the king down until he runs out of squares. And there's a checkmate here or here, so we can do this one. And good game, Wally.